There are the names of the 17 incoming prospects who will be present in Kansas City for the 2023 draft. And we know what happens. Sometimes the wait in the green room is a lot longer than expected, but plenty of guys there to come out and get a big bear hug from the commissioner as the commissioner gets booed by the 300,000 or so in attendance. It won't be 300,000 all at once, but it'll be a lot of people, and we know that's part of the sport of the draft. Boo the commissioner no matter what, even though they should be thanking the commissioner because really it's his project that resulted in this traveling road show that is this opportunity for fans across the country to enjoy the draft. Okay, Peter, we're going to get into a little what's more likely, but before we do that, why is this draft so seemingly more unpredictable than others we've encountered in recent years?
Mike, I think there's a couple of reasons. Number one, if you think about what usually happens in the run-up to a draft, we have a pretty good idea based on track records of what either is going to happen or what has a very good chance to happen. But the problem is, if you think about it, there is so much newness with franchises at the top of the draft. If you look at the top 9 teams in this draft, 8 of them have either first or second year coaches or GMs or both. And so they haven't really had enough time to build a track record. So you even take all of the general managers who are either in their first or second year, and you look obviously at, you look at the Arizona Cardinals. What book does Monty Ossenfort present, the new general manager? You don't know. You don't know if Jonathan Gannon is saying, please, just give me Will Anderson or someone who I can build a front 7 around. I desperately need that. And you look at, how much influence is Shane Steichen going to have in Indianapolis? Is he going to be begging Chris Ballard to trade up to go get the quarterback he wants? Seattle is the same. Schneider and Carroll have been there forever. But then Detroit Lions, second-year team. Las Vegas Raiders, second year. Atlanta Falcons, second year. Chicago Bears, second year. All of them with second-year coaches and GMs. You simply do not have a good feel for what those teams are going to do based on history because there's such a short history. I think there's one other thing, okay? And that is there is so much divergence of opinion about the quarterbacks. And Mike, I have had a team that wants a quarterback tell me that, first of all, A, Will Levis belongs in the second round, and B, that if you pick Anthony Richardson, you need to basically be disciplined and say, Anthony Richardson, we're taking you, but we're not going to Zach Wilson you. Okay? We're not going to have you play before you're ready to play. And again, it's easy to sit back and say the Jets made a mistake with Zach Wilson. But right now, Zach Wilson is 22 games into his career. And I can tell you, living in New York City, there aren't many Jets fans who ever want to see Zach Wilson play quarterback for their team again. And the reason that Anthony Richardson needs time is very simple. He's only started 1 year of college football. And man, he had a bunch of clunkers in that 1 year. Now, he had some great moments. But I do think that the one thing that this draft has is not only uncertainty at quarterback, but justifiable uncertainty, especially with Richardson and Levis, in how high they could go and the dependence on them early by fan bases starved for a new quarterback.
And it's that dynamic of the team or two that falls in love with a guy that keeps their mouth shut. And we find out when we find out, as we did in 2017, when the Chiefs sprang up from the low 20s to number 10 to get Patrick Mahomes. And then we found out that they had loved him all along, even though he wasn't regarded as the guy who should have been the first pick in the draft that year. In hindsight, he clearly should have been the first pick of the Cleveland Browns. What an alternate history that is, Cleveland fans. you could have had Patrick Mahomes and you didn't. 49ers, you could have had Patrick Mahomes and you didn't. Chicago Bears, you went with Mitchell Trubisky instead of Patrick Mahomes, although that's an old scar that still throbs for Bears fans, I assume, every year at draft time and will continue to do so. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.